What kind of reads maybe is she making now that she wasn't making early this season? Kind of how she balanced that?
Maybe just within each of our sets of, depending on what the spacing is like behind her, some plays are easier to pop, some plays work better if we get a roll. And I also just think, as teams, we've seen more switching on her. Some teams, what we call like peel switching, like leave the guard and go back to her. And if you pop every time, it gets predictable and it gets easier for that defense to know where you're going to be. If you mix it up and sometimes you roll and sometimes you pop and sometimes you're in the middle, it gets a little bit more difficult for the defense.
Aaliyah, just for you, how is it being back? Your first game in 10 days. How is it getting out there again?
It felt so good to be back out there with the team. Felt like I wasn't able to contribute as much as I could on the bench. So just even stepping out there for the first time was cool.
What was kind of the process for you of working your way back?
Just keep doing the things that I'm expected to do, doing the things I do well, and I think that I did that, but not the result that we wanted. But I think that we executed some of the stuff that we wanted to in the first half. Just gotta make sure we do that for full 40 minutes.
For both of you, just defending Asia, she scoreless in the first half. Had a really tough night overall, 4 for 15. What do you both think was working well defensively on her?
Just loading the ball. I mean, they did a great job walling up, not fouling her. But I think everyone did a really good job of just like loading, making every shot difficult for her, and then just reacting from that.
Thank you.
Steph, what kind of changed in the second half for you guys? Shooting 62% deep, really getting some open looks in the first half, and then the second half, we didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean, they made an adjustment with the way they were guarding screens and their defense in general. They made some adjustments, and I don't think we just didn't get as good shots. I think when we get really open shots, we're a really great team. We make them, but they made our shots a little bit more difficult in the second half, and I'm not sure we read the defense as well. So we just got to be better at that.
With their coverage on you, what were you seeing tonight and how they were covering you defensively?
In the first half, they weren't doing much. They weren't switching. They were just kind of showing and getting back. And then in the second half, definitely more peel switches. So we just got to learn how to play out of switching.
Aaliyah, I know you mentioned you went up against Asia Wilson for the first time. How's that? How's that feel for you?
It was pretty cool because, someone you've been watching on TV and actually get to compete against them. It was pretty cool. I got my buckets on her and I worked up a little bit, but then she got her buckets on me too. So it was just, it was just a good competitive game. So I love that matchup. She's such a dominant player, longer, taller, stronger than me. So it was a bit of a challenge for me. So I like challenges, and I think that it was fun competing against her.
Getting to do that so early, in your career, do you feel like that potentially sets you up because now you've gone against Asia Wilson, you know what to do maybe?
In terms,
does it help you grow as a defender? How does it help you grow as a defender?
Yeah, for sure. Any individual matchup, I feel like I learn from, so that the next time we match up against this team, we'll be more prepared. But as Steph said, it wasn't just one-on-one defense the whole game. It was a team effort on the defensive end, and I think that we did very well of just forcing other people to create and forcing other people to make shots.
Steph, just curious, it seemed like it was kind of a snowball effect of things in the second half with just how things went for you guys. How do you prevent those sort of snowball type events from happening? Just because it seemed like I guess when you guys wanted to go on a run or whatever it is, just nothing really went right in that regard?
Yeah, someone taught me something called a pattern interrupt, and I think we have to be better at something like that. Like, we're doing the same mistakes over and over. The next person has to do something different. It's like when someone fouls, the next person fouls, and then someone takes a bad shot, the next person takes a bad shot. It's like we just have to be better at, if you're the next person, to do something different, right? Or if you're the same person, to at least not make the same mistake twice. And I think that's something, you know, we're a little bit of a younger team, and I think that's just growing and learning from each experience.
Steph, when you're playing as a team that has, you know, 2 high caliber shot blockers, do you feel like a greater responsibility to shoot threes against them, to draw them out of the paint and like keep them honest?
Yes and no. I think I feel like that with every team, to be honest with you, is just drawing my defender out as much as I can. It opens up the lane for Aaliyah, Julie, and A just to get downhill. So, you know, hopefully I just keep shooting with confidence and
That's what she does.
And Aaliyah, Paige and AZ both at the game today. What does it mean to you to, you know, have those familiar faces here to watch your own?
Yeah, it's cool. They told me that they're gonna pull up, and I said make sure you wear a good fit because I know you're gonna get on TV and they're gonna represent well. But no, it's just cool that UConn, it's just a sisterhood, and you know, even the relationships that you build when I was still in college, it still lasts. So you know, a couple of my best friends, and to have them there courtside. I didn't see Paige courtside, but I saw AZ courtside.
it's weird they didn't tell me they were coming.
Oh.
It's not fair.
When did
No,
you
just
graduate?
kidding, I know.